If I get one more comment or DM from a 23-year-old asking if they should invest in a CD or a bond, I'm gonna puke. CDs and bonds are for old people. But I can get 5.25% and zero risk. I don't give a shit. But what if the stock market tanks next year? It doesn't matter. You're 23. You've got time on your side. If the stock market tanked next year and you were 87, it might matter a little bit more, which is why 87-year-olds love CDs and bonds. My name is Kenneth and I talk about the stock market, and I think one of the big mistakes that new investors make is that they think short term. But some guy on TikTok said the stock market could tank. I'll panic. I'll sell. Come here. Let me show you something. This is the S&P 500 in 2007. If you invested right here, it was 1526. A few years later, it's 770. Boy, you sure would feel like an idiot if you had purchased it at 1526, huh? And if you were new and inexperienced, you might even sell instead of doing what the smart investor would do, which is continuing to invest when it was down at 770. But this is what happened later. Throughout history, no matter what happens to the S&P 500, it has a 100% recovery rate. But Joe Biden, what if the time I invest is the time it doesn't recover? If something that bad happens, I don't think you're going to be getting chased through the woods by zombies all like, oh, when we get away from these zombies, I have to check my index fund and see how my investments are doing. When you are 23, you take the risk of investing in the stock market, even if it's something relatively boring like an S&P 500 index fund. Once you've already made your money, you can then invest in safer things like CDs and bonds. Don't get me started on high yield savings accounts because